Hello to everyone. In the previous lecture, we discussed how computers communicate over the internet. Means we have discussed the concept of IP addressing. Here we will discuss various applications of internet along with the TCP/IP protocol suite. At the end of this session, the students will be able to learn the functionality of each layer in TCP/IP protocol as well as functions of various application layer protocol like email, FTP, Telnet. As we have earlier discussed, our internet it is based on TCP/IP protocols. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, IP stands for Internet Protocol. So TCP/IP model it helps us to determine how a specific computer should be connected to internet and how data should be transmitted between them. TCP/IP it is a suite of protocols that can be used to connect the similar kinds of computers and network devices. So it is a set of communication protocols used for connected to internet and other similar networks. Networks can be completely different. It may be of type Ethernet, it may be of type Wi-Fi. TCP/IP protocols they are compatible with all operating systems, so they can communicate with any system which is connected to internet. Also, they are compatible with all kinds of computer hardware and networks. TCP/IP protocols are developed to permit computers to share resources across a network. Standards are laid down in IETF RFC 791 and RFC 793. RFC stands for Request for Comments and IETF stands for Internet Engineering Task Force. So we can say the TCP/IP suite has been widely adopted because it is an open protocol standard that can be implemented on any platform regardless of the manufacturer. There are two types of model, OSI model and TCP/IP model. OSI open standard interconnection model it consists of 7 layers while TCP/IP model it consists of 4 layers. So TCP/IP model it is 4 layered protocol suite. So question is what's the meaning of protocol? In communication, a protocol is a collection of rules and procedures or methods for two computers to exchange information. It also determines the format of data that is being exchanged between two systems. In TCP/IP model, we are having one application layer which corresponds to 3 layers of OSI model, that is application, presentation and session. And network layer of OSI model is called internet layer in TCP/IP model. In application layer, we use Telnet, FTP, SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, POP3, Post Office Protocol, SNTP, URL, SSH, TLS, NNTP, RLogin, DNS, NFS, HTTP protocols, while TCP, UDP, STCP protocols they operate on transport layer. So as we have earlier discussed, the functionality of a TCP/IP model is divided into 4 layers and each include specific protocol. So TCP/IP it is a layered server architecture in which each layer is defined according to specific function to perform. So here we are going to discuss topmost layer in TCP/IP model, that is application layer, which is responsible for handling high level protocols issue of representation data. It allows the user to interact with the application. So when one application layer protocol wants to communicate with another application layer, it forwards its data, it sends its data to the transport layer. The protocols work on application layer are HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer protocol. We can work on web with the help of HTTP. Next protocol, SNTP, Simple Network Management Protocol, which is used for managing devices on the internet. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. DNS, Domain Name System. SMTP, it is used to send data or mail to other email address, while the function of DNS is to map the name to the address. Next protocol, Telnet, which connects the connection between local computer and remote computer in such a way that local terminal appears to be terminal at the remote system. Means we can access the remote system while working on the local system. Next protocol, FTP, for transferring files between two systems. We can upload as well as download the file. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. Next protocol is POP3, Post Office Protocol. The Post Office Protocol, it is used by email client to retrieve email from mail server. And last one, URL, Uniform Source Location. Another layer of TCP/IP architecture is a transport layer. It is the second topmost layer of a TCP/IP model. It determines how much data should be sent where and at what rate. Means it performs the function of a flow control and error control. It delivers the message to the correct process on the destination machine. It is also called true end-to-end layer because it provides point-to-point connection. Incoming message that is coming from the application layer, it is fragmented into small segments. Segments are passed on to the next layer, that is internet layer. Unit of data encapsulation in transport layer is a segment, while unit of data encapsulation in application layer is a message. Protocols used on transport layer are TCP. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, which is connection oriented protocol. UDP, User Datagram Protocol, which is connectionless protocol. DCCP, Datagram Congestion Control Protocol. And last one is SCTP, Stream Control Transmission Protocol. Third layer of TCP/IP architecture is internet layer. It is a second bottommost layer of TCP/IP architecture. It is also called connectionless inter-network layer. It is responsible for logical transmission of data packets over the internet. So it transfers packets into any network and help them to deliver independently to the destination. So irrespective of any route, the packets may appear in different order than they were sent. So the function of this layer is to reassemble the out of order packets when they reach the destination. The job of internet layer is to transport IP packets to the proper destination. Typical protocols used on this layer are IP, ARP, RARP, ICMP, IGMP. IP means Internet Protocol, which is connectionless and unreliable protocol. Next protocol is ARP. ARP means Address Resolution Protocol. This protocol maps the logical address or internet address of a host to its physical address. RARP, this is to find internet address when we know the physical address of the host. Next protocol is ICMP. ICMP means Internet Control Message Protocol. It monitors sending the query as well as the error message. And last one is Internet Group Message Protocol. It permits transmission of message to multiple people at the same time. Last layer of TCP/IP model is a link layer. It is the bottommost layer of TCP/IP architecture. It is also called host to network layer or network interface layer. It defines how bits are to be encoded into optical or electrical pulses. It accepts IP packets from the network layer and encapsulates them into frames. So unit of encapsulation on the link layer is frame. It states the transmission mode, whether the data can be transmitted simplex, half duplex or full duplex. It also states the or determine the topology of the network, bus, star, ring or mesh. Typical protocols used on this layer are Ethernet, token ring, ARP. ARP means address resolution protocol, frame relay. TCP/IP protocol encapsulates data unit at various layers of model. At the application layer, data unit created is called message, while transport layer adds a header to form segment. So at the transport layer, it is called segment. Next layer, network layer, it adds header to form datagram. Protocol used at data link layer encapsulates datagram into frame. So at data link layer, this is called frame. 4 levels of addresses are used in internet employing the TCP/IP protocol. Application specific address at application layer, port address at transport layer, logical address at internet layer, and physical address at the data link layer. TCP/IP is everywhere. It is not something physical that can only be in one place at a time. It is a set of protocols that allows to access and share information over the internet. It is a well-established set of protocols. It helps us to set up a connection between different types of computers, connected to different types of networks. It lets computers and devices with different hardware architecture and running different operating systems communicate with each other. This means computer running Windows can connect to web server running Linux to browse the website which is hosted on the Linux operating system. It enables the internetworking between different kinds of organization. It is highly scalable client-server architecture. It can be operated independently. TCP/IP, it assigns each computer on the network a unique IP address. This IP address, it is used to identify computers on the internet. Computers communicate with each other with the help of IP address. So in a nutshell, we can say TCP/IP protocol determines the means by which data is transferred over the internet. Now we are going to discuss various applications of internet. Email, short for electronic mail, it is the most important, most significant application of internet. It is a service which allows us to send the message in electronic mode over the internet. So email is used to send and receive message over the internet. It offers an efficient, inexpensive and real-time means of sharing information, distributing information among people. We send message electronically. In order to send or receive mail, we need a computer with internet access and an email account with a service provider such as Yahoo, Gmail, etc. Each user of email is assigned a unique name for his email account. This name is called email address. Different users, they can send and receive message according to email address. Email is mostly of the form username at the rate of a domain name. For example, webtutor@tutorialspoint.com is an email address, where webtutor is a username and tutorialspoint.com is a domain name. Username and domain name, they are separated by @ symbol. So we can differentiate what is a username, which one is domain name with the help of a @ symbol in the email address. Email addresses are not case sensitive. For example, if we write capital T and lowercase t, both are same. Spaces are not allowed in email address. Email can be sent internally to members of an organization through their internal computer network, or it can be sent externally to anyone in the world by using web-based email service. So when we send mail to someone, there is a lot of processing involved in the backend before the email finally reaches. So let us discuss working of email, how email works. First step is compose and send an email from email client. So an email client like Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook can be used to create an email. Email client then connects to outgoing SMTP server and hands the email to SMTP server. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and it acts as a mail transfer agent. The email server looks out for recipient address. Then email server uses the DNS technique to resolve domain name into IP address, because computer communicate with the help of IP address. Next step is it connects with the recipient email server and sends the email through SMTP protocol. Server collects and places all emails to proper location so that these are accessible to our email client through POP, Post Office Protocol, or IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol services. As it is already discussed that email is similar to traditional mail system with post box, post office, envelope and addresses. The only difference is that in case of email, messages are sent, messages are transferred electronically to other computer users by internet. It takes a fraction of time to reach the recipient. So continue with the working of email. Suppose sender wants to send email message to receiver. Sender compose the message using mailer program which we call mail client, and then send the message to SMTP server of sender. SMTP server of sender will contact DNS in order to find IP address of a receiver, since computer communicate with each other with the help of IP address. Then after finding IP address of receiver, SMTP server of sender, it will contact with SMTP server of receiver, and it will route the message to SMTP server of receiver. The mail server stores the email message on the disk in the area. The space is called mail spool. Then message is transferred to recipient computer with the help of a POP or IMAP protocol. POP means Post Office Protocol and IMAP means Internet Message Access Protocol. When we send email message, email service, it uses three kinds of protocols: SMTP outgoing protocol, and two incoming protocols are POP and IMAP. So POP, Post Office Protocol, and IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol. In case of POP, it allows downloading message from inbox to local computer, while IMAP, it allows the user to see all the folders on the email server. In case of POP, we can access mail only from single device at a time, but in case of IMAP, we can access email from multiple devices at the same time. In case of POP, in order to read the mail, first we have to download it on the local system. But IMAP, here mail content can be read partially before downloading. So we can check the mail information before actually downloading. In case of POP, user can't create, delete or rename email on the mail server. But IMAP allows user to create, delete or rename email on the mail server. POP downloads mail from server and then deletes it from the server. Email remain on the email server always. We are going to discuss various advantages and disadvantage of email. First, we will go with the advantage of email. Reliable. If our email message is not delivered to the receiver, then many of the mail system they notify the sender that they notify us that your email message is undelivered. Convenience. There is no requirement of stationery as stamps. We don't have to go to post office, but all these things are not required for sending or receiving electronic mail. Speed. Email is very fast. We can receive, we can send email within fraction of second. However, speed also depends upon the underlying network, means which network you are using. Inexpensive. The cost of sending or receiving email is very low. Printable. It is easy to obtain hard copy of email. Also, we can save electronic copy of email for record. Global. As we have discussed, email can be sent and received by a person sitting across the globe. So we can send email anywhere in the world. Since apart from several advantages of email, there also exist some disadvantages like forgery, spam, no response. Forgery means email does not prevent from forgery. We should not send any sensitive information through email because hackers can steal information by hacking the email. Spam. Junk mails are undesirable and inappropriate emails. We should not click on spam mail and it may cause virus into our system. And last one is no response. It may be frustrating when the receiver does not read the email and respond on a regular basis. Our next application layer protocol is FTP. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. It is the simplest and most secure way to exchange files over the internet. Transferring files from client computer to server computer is called uploading, while transferring files from server to client is downloading. Means if we copy files from our system to server, it is called uploading. If we copy files from server to our system, this process is called downloading. It is built on client server architecture. Every application layer protocol is built on client server architecture. It helps us to share the files among the system. It transfers data more reliably and efficiently. FTP client implements file transfer protocol and permits to transfer files between two hosts on the internet. It has a set of commands that we can use to connect to host, transfer the files between and close the connection. We have already discussed that the function of FTP is to transfer files between two systems. FTP host, or we say FTP server, stores files. FTP client logs into host by providing login ID and password. Client program sends command to get a file. FTP host or FTP server it sends the file. The main important function of a FTP is that user can also upload a file to FTP server by providing login ID and password. But we can't do this web. Means with the help of web we can download files from the server, but we can't upload file to FTP server. In order to upload file to FTP server, we must have password and login ID. Discuss how to log into FTP server before transferring files between two systems. There are two ways to log into FTP server. First one is traditional FTP, second one is anonymous FTP. So in case of first one, we have to log into a specific account with a password. Means FTP server provides us account and we log into FTP server by providing account information, means login and password. we can transfer to and from those directories which are accessible to our account. Second one is anonymous FTP. Here login as anonymous and give our email address as password. Host FTP server gives us access to public directories or some special directories. This type of anonymous account, it is used for downloading purpose only. We can't upload files. It is not truly anonymous. Our internet address is known to FTP server. Now continue with how to connect to FTP server. We can connect to FTP server by providing IP address or domain name of a FTP server. For example, FTP either enter domain name of server or enter IP address of the server. When we enter either domain name or IP address, we will be connected to FTP server and we have to provide ID and password. After providing ID and password, we can transfer files between FTP client and FTP server either in binary mode or in ASCII mode. We can close the connection by typing close or quit. There are two types of FTP connection, control connection and data connection. Control connection is used to transfer either command or response. Data connection, it is used to transfer data. So in case of control connection, it uses very simple rule for communication, while on the other hand data connection uses very complex rule as data types may vary. In case of control connection, we transfer either command or response, but in case of data connection, we transfer data between the processes. Control connection remains connected during the entire interactive FTP session, while data connection, it opens when a command comes for transfer the file and closes when the file is transferred. Is already discussed, the function of FTP is transfer files between two systems, that is between FTP client and FTP server. Although transferring files between two systems seems straightforward, but FTP has to deal with a number of issues like two systems may have different operating system, they may have different character sets to represent files, they may have different naming convention, different directory structure, and they may have different file structure and format to represent those files. But FTP deals these issues in an elegant way. Here we will discuss some commands which are used to transfer files between FTP client and FTP server. First command, get file name. It is used to download file from the server. Mget file name, we can download multiple files from the server with the help of a mget command. Put file name, we can copy our file to the server, means we can upload our file to server. Like mget, with input we can upload multiple local files to server. By, close, exit, these commands are used to log off server. ls or dir, both commands are used to list files in current remote directory on the server. lcd, this command is used to change local directory, while cd, this command is used to change remote directory. rhelp or remote help, both commands list those commands which are accepted by the server. Another application layer protocol is Telnet. Telnet stands for Terminal Network. It runs at application layer of a TCP IP protocol suite. It is standard TCP IP protocol for virtual terminal service. It is a general purpose client server application program. In other words, It allows us to log in to remote computer. After logging on, we can use the services available on the remote computer and transfer the results back to local computer. We can work on remote computer such that if we are working on the our local computer, means processing is done on the remote computer and results are displayed on our local computer, means on our monitor which is attached to local computer. It provides a standardized interface through which a program on one host, which we call telnet client, may access resources of another host, which we call telnet server. Every major computer operating system has telnet capabilities and may even have telnet built into them. Telnet is not a secure protocol and is unencrypted. It means we should not transfer sensitive information while using telnet. Now we will discuss working of telnet. A user is logged into a local system and calls a telnet program by typing telnet. After that, either IP address or host name of a telnet server. Suppose, for example, telnet 198.34.56.20. This is the IP address, or telnet computergpc.com. This is the host name. The telnet client is started on a local machine. That client set up a TCP connection with telnet server on the destination system. Once the connection has been established, the client program accepts keystroke from the server user and relays them, generally one character at a time, to the telnet server. Here, processing is done on the remote system, means telnet server, and results are displayed back to telnet client system. Another application layer protocol is IRC. IRC stands for Internet Relay Chat. It defines set of rules for communication between client and server by some communication mechanism such as chat room over the internet. It enables us to connect to server using a software program and communicate with each other live. It is a system for chatting that involves a set of rules and conventions. It is based on client-server architecture. It is application layer protocol that helps to transfer message in the form of text. It is organized into various independent networks, all with different audience based on our interest, geographical reach, and management. IRC consists of a separate network of IRC server and machines. After connected to IRC server on IRC network, we can join with one or more channel and talk over there. Popular IRC client include MIRC for Windows, IRC CLE for Mac operating system, and IRC2 for Unix based operating system. In its simplest form, it is a medium in which people can interact with one another based on their interest. IRC protocol uses TCP usually on port 6667. Here we will discuss some standard IRC commands which we use while chatting. First command, away and some message. It leaves a message so that others know that why we have left. Next two commands are clear and clear all. Clear command is used to clear the text from current window, while clear all clears all the text from all of the opened windows. Help command brings up a list of all the commands, or it display help window. Ignore on or off username. It allows us to ignore or not ignore a specified user. We can join specified channel with the help of join command. We can change the username by typing nick and username. We can leave specified channel with the help of part command. We can change topic with the help of topic, then name of the channel and new topic. We can quit chatting. We can also display message while we are quitting. This is optional. The application layer protocol is NNTP. NNTP stands for Network News Transfer Protocol. It is used for reading and posting net articles or net news. It is used for transferring news among news servers. So NNTP is the protocol used to connect Usenet servers and transfer newsgroup articles between systems over the internet. It is similar to SMTP protocol, which is used for sending email message. But NNTP, it is designed specially for newsgroup articles. TCP port 119 is reserved for NNTP, while TCP port 563 is used for connection through SSL. SSL means secure software layer. If we want to transfer news articles in secure way, we have to use port number 563. A NNTP client is included in browsers, or it comes with a special application which we call newsreader. So newsreader can be used as NNTP client. NNTP server manages the global network of news groups. NNTP, it is a set of rules for client or newsreader to interact with server to retrieve news articles. NNTP client communicates with a server using commands like article to retrieve an article or news to retrieve a whole news group. Now we will go with the NNTP working, means how NNTP works. NNTP is both a client-server protocol and a server-server protocol. It enables NNTP client to connect to NNTP server and download list of news groups, read the message in the news group, and post a new message to news group. Means we can upload news message to news group with NNTP. It also enables NNTP to connect to other NNTP server on the internet and replicate, means duplicate news groups and their content among each other. So this duplication process between NNTP servers form the basis of a worldwide news system which we call Usenet. The commonly used NNTP commands are discussed below. First command, list, to obtain a list of news groups available on the server. Group command is used to select specific news group. Article command, it is used to display selected message. Post command, we can post news message or reply to existing one. If we want to post new message, then we must have login and password, means we must have some credential criteria. Help, it provides a short summary of commands that are understood by implementation of the server. I have informed the server that client has an article to post. News group, it displays list of news groups created since last modification time. New news, it is used to retrieve or get a list of articles which are created after a specific date and time. Next, this command is used to go to next message in the news group. Let us make quick revision. Internet is based on TCP/IP protocol. Protocol is set of rules which are used for communication over the internet. TCP/IP protocol suite consists of 4 layers: application layer, transport layer, internet layer, and data link layer. FTP protocol, it is used to upload and download files. Telnet, it is used to connect to remote system and we can access the services of remote system. NNTP, Network News Transfer Protocol, it is used to exchange articles. The main application of internet is email, which is used to deliver message electronically